Okay, so boom! The scene kicks off with the Immortal strapped down on this bed with the Mauler twins hovering over him. They out here trying to resurrect him after Omni Man blended up him and the rest of the Guardians of the Globe. The beatdown Omni Man gave him must have been extra spicy cause this dude is taking mad long to come out the gulag. So, Baldy 1 tells Baldy 2 that he just needs a little kickstart, and now he's double fist beating on his chest like a gorilla against the first wave of the 100 men. R.I.P. to you lot. I would most definitely be in the last wave praying for y'all. After a couple more thumps to his chest, Immortal's numerous illustrious adventures throughout his drawn-out life begin to flash before him. And finally, Immortal regains consciousness. But this nigga woke up like he just found out they pushed back the release of GTA 6. That man is angry as hell. So the Baldy twins try to get him under control by activating the collar they placed on him. They talking about some,
"You're gonna destroy Robot and the new Guardians of the Globe for us."
but Immortal is so enraged that the collar did not do a damn thing. All it did was make him more mad. So like this nigga's fake chain, he ripped it off with ease. And now the twins are hitting the calm down Jamal like they didn't have homeboy strapped to a table while they were beating on him like a bongo. Fortunately for them, Immortal's rage was solely directed to Omni Man. So instead of ripping them to bits, he busted out the roof of that trap house to go find Omni Man. We then cut to Omni Man and Invincible tag teaming this Loch Ness monster looking ass creature on some very cute and wholesome father-son bonding type shit. You fatherless niggas wish that was you, huh? Shit, me too. But the father-son bonding abruptly takes a turn when Omni Man reveals to Invincible that it was Cecil that sent this monster after him. So Mark, now confused as to why Cecil would do this to begin with, starts asking him for an explanation. But Omni Man did not get the chance to share any details because that deezed hamster-teethed beast popped back up and swatted the taste out of Invincible and Omni Man's mouth, bouncing them across the terrain with no remorse. Invincible and Omni Man quickly recover, but Omni Man's attention is pulled from the initial battle when he hears Immortal's roid rage self yelling. Immortal then double fist punches him in his back, turning him into a backward C, then tries to beat him into the ground. But Omni Man refuses to get done up by this knockoff Superman, so he turns around, elbows him into the air, and hits him with a 3-piece combo. Immortal then fires back with a punch of his own, and you can tell he's not messing around. Look how he had Omni Man looking, perplexed as hell. But Immortal did not stop there. He then hits him with a couple more torqued up punches, trying his best to knock the mustache off that man, but Omni Man just won't surrender. Now they got the whole fight broadcasted all over the world, and everyone is confused as to why Immortal is attacking the beloved Omni Man. Like he out there fighting, bro, like he killed him or something. Golly. Keep the right, left. Give me that noggin. And if that wasn't enough, this man grabbed him by his neck and clocked him twice with the same punch. Oh, nah, replay that. This is all types of disrespectful. He's a father. You can't embarrass him in front of his son like this. That punch must have activated Omni Man's Viltrumite pride, because when Immortal cocked back his fist again and sent another punch to his chin, Omni Man caught that junk with ease and finally decided to drop the nice guy act. So before he could punch him all the way back into the Last Supper with Christ himself, he says, "You should have stayed dead." Then uppercuts a few molars out of his mouth. But instead of solely focusing on Immortal, Mark's trash ass gets caught by the monster and cries for help. But Omni Man didn't even get the chance to free him from the creature's grasp because Immortal was right back on him like white on rice. Hey, but hold on, I know y'all see what I see. Why is this man Immortal double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon? Like, damn nigga, what you doing out here with all that ass? This that old school gladiator workout routine, buddy out here squatting horses and shit, goddamn. The Loch Ness monster then smashes Invincible into the ground and double paw stomps him into the dirt even more. But Omni Man is still too busy with Immortal to help. Immortal hits him with one punch that gets blocked, then another that extended his chin 4 centimeters, had him hitting notes I've never heard before. Omni Man counters with a punch to the face, then an uppercut barrage to his stomach. They then proceed to grapple in the air air for a little bit until Omni Man catches a whiff of Immortal's 19 BC before crest-ass breath and punched him back a few feet. He thought the space he created would be enough to go save Mark, but Immortal somehow managed to get up under it and punch him up towards the clouds before he could even get to Invincible. He then charges at Immortal and they both clash in the air so violently that they destroyed the terrain around them. And to my surprise, Omni Man was the one that got sent flying. But the battle took another hard left when Immortal charged in towards him and said,
I'll kill you!
What did he say?
Savannah, slow down.
"You got a couple solid hits in and now you feeling like the man." If we're being honest here, I think Omni Man was going easy on you, considering the whole world is watching. But that statement right there just kicked his Viltrumite instincts into overdrive. This demonic beast then redirects his punch and hits him with a gut punch so hard it went right through his back. The punch was so gruesome that it had the whole world stunned. Talking about some, yeah, the world is not all peaches and rainbows, nigga. Get with the program. So Immortal, in a last-ditch effort to do some damage, tries to dig out Omni Man's eyes. But like the tax man with my checks, he quickly cuts that man in half. And unfortunately for him, Invincible had just finished putting the Loch Ness monster to sleep, so he very clearly witnessed everything that just went down. Omni Man tries to explain himself, but Mark's naive self is convinced that someone is controlling Omni Man. So he punches him twice and tries to shake the so-called parasite out of him, but Omni Man says enough is enough and throws him off, telling him that it's actually him. Even with Omni Man verbally telling him that this is the real him, this nigga is still over there shaking his head in disbelief like it can't be true. No, there's no way. The Nile is a river in Egypt, nigga. Be so for real. You think Immortal would just charge at him for no reason? Use your common sense. Omni Man then fills him in on the actual ways of Viltrumites, basically saying that he's really here to conquer the planet and help them. They plan on stopping all the wars and giving them medical technologies and blah blah blah. You know, he basically on his Thanos type beat. And you know, I get where they be coming from. Us humans can be very slow and destructive, but it's just like, let us be. We're gonna die anyways. We don't want your intelligence and medical help. We want Takis and diabetes. Just let us slip into a sugary coma in peace. He then goes into more detail on why it makes sense that he joins it, considering the fact that he's gonna outlive everyone he knows due to his Viltrumite blood. And this is when the convo took a turn for the worse. Invincible then asks him, what about his mom? Cause he thought he loved her. And this nigga Omni Man said,
she's more like a pet.
And that right there was Invincible's final straw. He wiped his tears, clenched his fist, and put his dukes up. So Omni Man reluctantly accepted his challenge and wasted no time schooling this nigga by punching through his defense, teleporting behind him, then punching him so hard into the ground he had that boy looking like Yamcha. Omni Man then proceeds to taunt Invincible, so he tries to turn around and hit him with a right hook to the face, but Omni Man caught that sorry ass punch, grabbed him by his neck, threw him in the air, grabbed him by his ankle, slammed him into the ground, then launched him like a frisbee with this majestic yet zesty ass form, back arched with exquisite precision, out here looking like an Olympic level Russian figure skater. Invincible finally came to a halt, then managed to dodge this Superman punch from Omni Man, but Omni Man quickly charged in again and tackled this man. Now they're spinning through the air while Invincible tries to plead with him, talking about some,
It's not too late.
but Omni Man has made up his mind, so he rejects his plea and punches him square in the face. Now Omni Man is just toying with this boy, but before he could really start putting belt to ass, he notices the fleet of jets around him. So to show Mark how one-sided this matchup really is, he spikes him into the ground and lets all the missiles explode in his face. And to nobody's surprise but the idiotic pilots, this man came out the explosions unscathed and pissed off. So he crashed through the engine of his jet, forcing him to self-eject, but luckily for him, good old Invincible was there to save the day. So in the blink of an eye, Invincible flew up there to catch him and brought him back to safety. But right after thanking him for saving his life, Omni Man pulled up right behind him. But Invincible's slow ass says to Omni Man,
You almost killed him!
so to show him how serious he is about not caring about these peasants, he reaches up to grab Brody's head and pops that junk like a zit. If that didn't let you know he was serious, I don't know what else will. That man didn't pose a single threat at all. He literally did that to prove a point. Invincible, quit while you're ahead. Omni Man then rushes back up to take care of another jet, but before he could handle it, Invincible's stubborn self flew in to stop him, and luckily for the pilot, Invincible tackled Omni Man in the opposite direction. Invincible is clearly still not getting the message here, so Omni Man turns up the heat even more. He then proceeds to punch this nigga so hard he turned him into a cannon and destroys the whole block. This man stays getting turned into a projectile. Look at the people you killed. You're better off making a deal with Omni Man at this point, cause you're not gonna win this fight. Now he's out here trying to stop any more damage from being done, so he attempts to stop this building from falling while also catching this mother who fell out of her apartment. He tells the mom and daughter not to be scared and that everything will be okay, but the lie detector test determined that was a lie, because not even a minute after saying that, the whole building collapsed on him, booking the mother and her daughter front row tickets to a Whitney Houston concert. Now Invincible is having yet another breakdown, while Omni Man continues to gaslight him, telling him that it's his fault that they died, like he didn't just launch him through the city. But Invincible is tired of hearing this man talk about how superior he is to the human race, so like an enraged toddler, he screams out in a fit of rage and starts hitting Omni Man with these Charmin soft ass left and right hooks. He goes in for another one, but Omni Man grabs his wrist and headbutts him into the ground. Then he punches him even deeper into the train station. Invincible still refuses to bend the knee to Omni Man and the Viltrumites, so to literally drive the message through his thick skull, this man lifts his head up in the direction of the oncoming train and uses this man to turn the train and everybody inside into confetti. Now I know this is technically Omni Man's fault, but I cannot help but marvel at Mark's stupidity and inability to fight. 1. Him pathetically scratching at his dad's hands while he gripped his head like a basketball gave me the ick of all icks. Never do that again in your life. And for 2, why are you turning your hands into propellers right now? Please explain to me how you thought that would help. This nigga is so garbage that it hurts. Mark, now feeling embarrassed and ashamed that he got manhandled so easily, tries to regain a sliver of his manhood by punching Omni Man, but he weaved it with less than 0 difficulty, gave him a look of shame, then bounced Invincible off the ground so hard that you would have thought gravity no longer existed. Omni Man then dragged him into the sky and proceeded to give him yet another lecture on how pathetic humans are. And of course, that struck a nerve with Invincible again, so he proceeded to punch Omni Man in his face. But that nigga ate that junk like a Popeye's drumstick and said,
Please.
now Omni Man is just stunting on bro, drilling the fact that he stands no chance against him. I haven't seen a mismatch this bad since LeBron versus Jason Terry. Ref, do something. The man is out here playing ping pong with himself, using Invincible as the ball. There's no way to come back from this. Omni Man then unnecessarily drags Invincible through the ocean, drags him through a cruise ship, then launches this nigga at a mountain and punches him so hard that he causes an avalanche. Omni Man then quickly finds Invincible in the debris, picks him up, and asks him if he's ready to tap out yet. But this man Mark still has some more NPC superhero one-liners in the tank. I'll stop you. Gang, give it up. Now after all that, you think the boy would come to his senses, but this man still had some cliche one-liners left in the tank talking about some I won't let you. Man, shut your stupid ass. Now this nigga is over here posed up like a dead roach, but Omni Man is still not finished. He is now beating the garbage juice out this trash bag, while also verbally demoralizing him with every punch. The beatdown was so bad that it turned into a viral meme. Straight us. It does not get any sadder than this. And you know what? I've definitely wanted to recreate this meme with a couple of you niggas in the comment section. Yeah, I've seen some of you schmoinking this dude off in the comments. Invincible basically means unkillable. I don't know about you, but I haven't seen no one kill Mark yet. So yeah, wrong. Being invincible doesn't mean being unbeatable. They ain't the same thing. So with a quick Google search, we can see that the definition of invincible is too powerful to be defeated or overcome. Now let me ask you this. Does this look like a win or a loss right here? And here's a hint, it does not look like a win. Nothing about this man screams powerful or undefeated. And I know the comic reader's about to get on my head talking about some, oh well, you just wait, Invincible becomes the strongest man in the universe. Well, I would like to see it. I'm literally rooting for Mark, but I gotta keep it real. This nigga is trash. Eventually, Omni Man stops beating him into a pulp and tries to hit him with one last convincing monologue. He asks Mark, what will he have left after 500 years on this planet with these humans? And Mark responded in a way that warmed Omni Man's cold-blooded heart ever so slightly.
Look at that. I still have you.
And with that response, Omni Man fought back his tears and took off into space, thus putting an end to this lopsided beatdown. Overall, a very suspenseful fight. Omni Man really had those heroes looking like chumps out there. Plus, he hit us with the plot twist of the century. So for that, I gotta give him an A+. The Immortal was low-key boxing for a bit, but I personally think Omni Man was going easy on him, so I'll leave him with a B-. And finally, Invincible gets a C+. I respect his unwavering resolve to protect his people, but the man just does not have the skills to back it up. And after watching him get dragged the way he did, it's very hard for me to say he deserves to be called.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work. I ain't really wanna go. God be with me on my side. He be with me on the low.